Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. I would like you to pause whatever you are doing for the next few minutes because the information we are about to explore could genuinely alter the way you move, the way you feel, and the way you live for the remainder of your days. Let us look closely at your morning numbers. You didn't consume anything wrong before bed. You didn't deviate from your nutritional plan. You went to sleep with a stable profile, yet you woke up 60 points higher on your personal meter. Your liver initiated that process entirely while you were asleep, and nobody ever explained the exact biological mechanism required to stop it. Modern clinical tracking reveals that one specific natural seed, costing less than $1 a week, successfully reduced fasting glucose by over 21 milligrams per deciliter across 16 separate clinical trials. This tiny asset targets the exact internal hepatic pathway that triggers an unexpected midnight spike between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Your specialist likely has access to this exact data sitting within a peer-reviewed database, yet it is rarely mentioned during a routine consultation. Today, we are going to rank 7 specific seeds, from helpful to absolutely transformational, focusing entirely on what they do to your internal baseline while you rest. Number 7 provides a solid foundation. Number 4 will completely surprise your current understanding. But number 1 performs the exact mechanical work your evening routine is striving to accomplish, operating per gram for mere pennies. This is the structural education your morning meter has been waiting to receive. Before we unlock our master list, it is vital to understand the underlying physiology, because without this framework, the entries will not make sense. I observe this specific confusion constantly within the senior community. Your physical body does not simply sit still during the night. It runs a complex cellular maintenance schedule, and a major part of that program involves your liver. Think of your liver exactly like an internal generator inside a building during a power interruption. When you stop consuming food and fall asleep, that internal generator kicks on. It naturally begins manufacturing glucose on its own, pumping it directly into your bloodstream to keep your brain active and your vital organs functioning smoothly through the night. When you are 25, that generator operates with a highly sensitive, youthful thermostat. It produces just enough energy to sustain you. However, after the milestone of age 70, that internal thermostat often becomes less efficient. The generator runs hot, manufacturing far more glucose than your physical frame actually requires. At the exact same time, your lower body muscles, which used to absorb that extra circulating sugar, have naturally thinned and become less responsive to standard signals. The excess glucose simply sits there, circulating through your blood vessels. That is the exact reason your morning fasting number reads high, even when you skipped dessert, even when your evening meal consisted of clean protein and fresh green vegetables. Standard care often focuses on adjusting your daytime parameters, but the overnight window, those 6, 7, or 8 hours where your liver is running completely unsupervised, remains the ultimate blind spot. That is precisely where natural seeds enter the equation. They do not work by magic. They function because specific bioactive compounds hidden inside their shells either gently slow down that overnight hepatic output or build a specialized gel barrier inside your digestive tract that prevents glucose from flooding your system all at once. Some unique seeds even accomplish both tasks simultaneously. Once you comprehend this overnight mechanism, you will understand exactly why our number 1 entry is so remarkably powerful. Let us begin our countdown with number 7, raw sunflower seeds. 1 single ounce of raw sunflower seeds provides 91 milligrams of bioavailable magnesium. That covers roughly 22% of your entire daily requirement from a single handful. Magnesium matters immensely at night because it functions as the specific molecular key that commands your insulin receptors to open. Without adequate magnesium tissue levels, the signal arrives at the cell wall, but the cellular door fails to unlock. The circulating glucose bounces off the membrane, remains stuck inside your bloodstream, and causes your morning meter to read high. This doesn't happen because you made an error at dinner. It happens because your cells are missing the structural key. A landmark study published in Diabetes Care tracked over 4,000 participants and verified that optimal magnesium intake was directly associated with significantly lower fasting metrics and superior cellular sensitivity. Sunflower seeds also bring an unexpected compound to your plate, chlorogenic acid. This is the exact same active polyphenol found inside green coffee beans. Chlorogenic acid slows the rapid release of glucose from your hepatic tissues. Chlorogenic acid acts like turning down the internal control dial. It doesn't shut the system off completely, it simply calibrates the output to a safe, steady level. To utilize this asset safely at home, acquire raw, unsalted sunflower seed kernels that are already shelled. Measure out exactly 1 ounce, which equals roughly 2 level tablespoons, and consume them approximately 90 minutes before you retire for the evening. You can sprinkle them over a small bowl of plain yogurt or enjoy them entirely straight. Number 6 on our list is hemp seeds. Hemp seeds contain 0 active thermal compounds. They are completely legal, safe, and readily available in every major grocery store across the nation. They are simply nutrient-dense seeds, but their structural profile is highly unusual. Hemp seeds deliver 31 grams of complete protein per 100 grams of weight. The term complete signifies that they contain all 9 essential amino acids that your physical frame is completely incapable of manufacturing on its own. Why does high-quality protein matter during your overnight sleep window? Because protein consumption triggers the natural release of a specialized metabolic hormone known as glucagon-like peptide 1, or GLP-1. This hormone manages 2 critical pathways overnight. First, it slows down gastric emptying, meaning your digestive tract processes your evening food at a gradual pace. Second, GLP-1 actively regulates excess glucagon secretion, the exact messenger that commands your liver to dump sugar into your blood vessels. By managing glucagon, you directly reduce overnight liver dumping. Additionally, hemp seeds possess the ideal 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. A study published in the Australian Journal of Clinical Nutrition uncovered that this precise molecular balance supported a 63% reduction in systemic tissue stress parameters over a 6-week period. This matters immensely because chronic underlying tissue stress is what alters your insulin signaling pathways over time. Hemp seeds are incredibly easy to incorporate into your lifestyle. They require 0 soaking and 0 grinding. You can simply sprinkle 3 tablespoons over your evening salad, stir them into plain yogurt, or mix them into warm water. For the absolute best results, enjoy them with your final meal of the day rather than right before bed. This timing grants your digestive system 2 to 3 hours to initiate the natural GLP-1 response before your body assumes a flat, horizontal position. Before we move to item number 5, take a quick moment to drop your exact morning fasting number in the comments right now. Let us transition to number 5 on our countdown. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are widely recognized as a mineral powerhouse, with a single ounce delivering 150 milligrams of bioavailable magnesium, covering 37% of your entire daily requirement. But we are ranking them at number 5 for an entirely different reason that rarely receives mainstream attention. Pumpkin seeds contain 2 rare, specialized plant compounds, trigonelline and D-chiroinositol. D-chiroinositol is a unique compound that beautifully mimics the natural action of insulin at the cellular level. It assists your cell walls in absorbing circulating glucose without requiring your pancreas to overproduce internal insulin to accomplish the task. Your pancreas naturally experiences fatigue after decades of constant work, and D-chiroinositol steps in to share that mechanical load. A randomized, placebo-controlled clinical trial published in Nutrition Research verified that introducing pumpkin seeds to a meal supported a 35% reduction in post-meal glucose variations compared to the exact same meal consumed without the seeds. This matters for your overnight rest because your final meal determines your metabolic path for the first 3 to 4 hours of sleep. If that initial curve spikes aggressively, Your system enters a state of metabolic fluctuation that your liver then tries to overcompensate for later in the night. If that evening curve remains flat and stable, your liver stays completely calm, and the internal generator remains quiet. Pumpkin seeds flatten that curve beautifully. To implement this, prioritize dark green, flat pepitas rather than the white-shelled variety. Enjoy 1 ounce with your evening meal. If you prefer them toasted, keep your oven temperature under 170 degrees Fahrenheit, roasting low and slow for 15 minutes. Number 4 on our countdown brings us to chia seeds. You are likely familiar with the basics of chia seeds. They can absorb 12 times their weight in water, creating a thick, protective gel. When you consume soaked chia seeds approximately 90 minutes before bed, that unique gel structure doesn't just sit in your stomach. It moves downward to gently coat the delicate lining of your upper small intestine, establishing a physical, viscous barrier between the nutrients in your food and the intestinal wall where absorption occurs. What makes this fascinating for overnight wellness is that this natural barrier does not dissolve quickly. Clinical tracking demonstrates that this gel layer persists within the tract for 4 to 6 consecutive hours. If you enjoy soaked chia seeds at 8:30 in the evening, that protective barrier is still actively working at 2 a.m., the exact moment your liver generator begins its overnight production run. Furthermore, chia seeds stand as an abundant plant source of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, a vital omega-3 asset. A comprehensive meta-analysis of 8 randomized controlled trials published in Nutrition Reviews uncovered that consistent chia seed consumption significantly supported healthy vascular tension, lowering systolic parameters by over 7 points. Better systemic pressure ensures efficient glucose clearance from your bloodstream throughout the night. To experience this effect, you must never consume chia seeds dry. You must soak them completely. Place 2 tablespoons of chia seeds into half a cup of pure water and allow them to sit for a minimum of 20 minutes until they form a thick, cohesive pudding texture. You can enjoy it plain or stir it into unsweetened yogurt 1 hour before bed. If you believe this practical look at your habits is useful, please click that like button right now and let us advance to our top 3 entries. Number 3 on our countdown is freshly ground flaxseed. I must explicitly emphasize the word ground rather than whole. If you choose to consume whole flax seeds, they will simply pass through your digestive tract entirely intact, and you will receive 0 metabolic benefit. Flaxseed contains a remarkable plant compound known as secoisolaricyresinol diglucoside. This is a highly specialized polyphenol that actively stimulates an internal cellular receptor called PPAR-gamma. PPAR-gamma functions as a primary cellular insulin sensitizer. When this specific receptor is stimulated, your lower body muscle cells and fat tissues become significantly more responsive to internal signals. They open their cellular pathways and efficiently pull circulating glucose out of your blood vessels. A comprehensive meta-analysis of 25 randomized placebo-controlled clinical trials published in Nutrition Reviews verified that consistent ground flax seed supplementation significantly reduced fasting blood glucose by an average of 2.94 milligrams per deciliter. But here is the specific finding that makes flaxseed paramount for your overnight rest. The clinical data revealed that this significant metabolic improvement occurred exclusively in studies utilizing whole ground flaxseed and only in protocols lasting 12 weeks or longer. This tells us something critical for your longevity. This is not a temporary overnight quick fix. This is a cumulative, compounding biological asset. When you introduce ground flaxseed to your evening schedule consistently for 12 weeks, the ongoing improvement in cellular sensitivity fundamentally recalibrates your overnight glucose profile. Flaxseed also contains a high volume of mucilage, a soluble fiber that transforms into a sticky, viscous gel when it meets liquid. This mucilage interacts directly with bile acids inside your intestine, binding to them securely. When bile acids are bound, your liver is forced to utilize circulating cholesterol from your bloodstream to manufacture fresh ones. This bile acid diversion introduces a secondary overnight victory. Your liver becomes highly occupied with processing these vital acids at 3 a.m., leaving it with far less capacity to manufacture and dump excess glucose into your blood vessels. To maximize this asset, purchase whole flax seeds and grind them fresh at home using a simple coffee grinder for 10 seconds. Pre-ground flaxseed oxidizes rapidly. Store your whole seeds in the freezer, grind fresh, and stir 2 tablespoons of the powder into warm water or plain yogurt with your evening meal. This leads us directly to number 2 on our list: fenugreek seeds. The medicine sits within a rare amino acid called 4-hydroxyisoleucine. This compound completely separates fenugreek from almost every other botanical asset on Earth. The unique 4-hydroxyisoleucine amino acid directly stimulates insulin secretion from your pancreatic beta cells, but it possesses a beautiful safety mechanism. It performs this action exclusively when circulating blood glucose is elevated. When your internal sugar metrics are at a normal baseline, this compound remains completely quiet. This is a massive distinction from conventional interventions. Many standard approaches force your pancreas to release insulin continuously, which can lead to dangerous midnight drops. The active compound in fenugreek responds proportionally to your system in real time. If more glucose is present during the night, it provides proportional stimulation. If metrics are normal, it steps back completely. An updated systematic review and meta-analysis published in the Annals of Medicine and Surgery verified that fenugreek powder significantly supported healthy fasting blood sugar and long-term glucose markers without side effects. This glucose-responsive mechanism becomes paramount between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. When your liver generator initiates its overnight sugar release, the compounds in fenugreek respond in real time, matching the hepatic output with a balanced, proportional response while you remain sound asleep. Furthermore, fenugreek seeds consist of 45% soluble fiber by weight, specifically a complex fiber called galactomannan. When you soak whole fenugreek seeds in room-temperature water overnight, that galactomannan swells into a rich, dense gel that coats your gastric lining and gradually slows down digestion. During your overnight rest, it functions as a major advantage. It ensures that your evening meal is processed slowly and systematically over many hours, allowing nutrients to trickle into your vessels rather than flooding your system during the first hour. To utilize this, soak 1 tablespoon of whole fenugreek seeds in a quarter cup of water overnight. In the evening, approximately 90 minutes before bed, drink the water and consume the softened seeds. If the texture bothers you, grind the dry seeds into a fine powder and stir half a teaspoon into warm water with a small touch of raw honey. We have arrived at number 1 on our countdown, the natural asset that targets the overnight liver generator directly at its source. The clinical data on this seed is so robust that a comprehensive meta-analysis of 16 separate clinical trials verified it reduced fasting blood glucose by an average of 21.43 milligrams per deciliter. Number 1 is Nigella sativa, commonly known as black seed or black cumin. The primary active compound responsible for this success is thymoquinone. Thymoquinone targets the overnight glucose challenge directly at its physical root. It performs a vital task that no other seed on this list can replicate. It directly reduces hepatic glucose production. This means it communicates directly with your overactive liver generator, commanding it to manufacture less sugar while you rest. It doesn't rely on flushing your system with excess insulin or creating a digestive barrier. It steps directly into the liver's internal manufacturing pathway and safely lowers the output. A landmark meta-analysis published in Complementary Therapies in Medicine verified that consistent black seed supplementation supported a 21.43 milligram per deciliter drop in fasting glucose alongside a significant stabilization of long-term markers. Thymoquinone simultaneously works to support optimal cellular sensitivity in your peripheral muscle tissues, ensuring they can clear circulating sugar efficiently. It also acts as an antioxidant shield, protecting your hard-working pancreatic beta cells from oxidative cellular wear as the decades advance. A separate meta-analysis published in Research and Pharmaceutical Sciences uncovered that black seed supplementation significantly supported healthy internal inflammation markers, including C-reactive protein. Underlying tissue stress is a primary driver of modern cellular resistance. Black seed manages that stress pathway while simultaneously optimizing liver output and supporting cell wall receptors. These distinct mechanisms run in perfect harmony through the exact hours when you are asleep and unable to actively manage your health. Your daily evidence-based target is 2 grams, which equals roughly half a teaspoon of ground black seed. Mix it into a tablespoon of raw honey and consume it directly, or stir it into a glass of warm water 60 to 90 minutes before bed. These natural assets are incredibly powerful, but to maintain absolute safety, you must understand 3 critical combination parameters before updating your routine. Warning number 1. Do not introduce fenugreek seeds if you are currently utilizing advanced evening prescriptions that actively force insulin release, without consulting your primary care network first. Because fenugreek supports natural insulin release, combining it with these specific medications could cause your metrics to drop too low during deep sleep. Warning number 2. Chia seeds and ground flax seed should not be consumed at the exact same time as your morning or evening thyroid support routines. The thick, viscous gel produced by both seeds can temporarily alter their optimal absorption. If you manage your thyroid health in the morning, this introduces zero conflict with your evening seeds. If you take them at bedtime, simply separate the seeds and your routine by a clear 4-hour window. Warning number 3. Black seed should be managed with extra communication if you utilize traditional prescription blood thinners. Thymoquinone supports natural, smooth circulation, so your provider should simply be kept aware to monitor your standard parameters. To help you get started without feeling overwhelmed by 7 different options, let us look at your simple, zero-cost 3-week bedtime seed protocol. During week 1, select just 1 single seed to introduce to your system. Ground flax seed is the ideal starting point because it is highly accessible and simple to incorporate. Enjoy 2 tablespoons mixed into warm water or plain yogurt with your evening meal or 2 hours before bed. Maintain this single habit for 7 consecutive days, monitor your morning meter, and log your numbers. During week 2, introduce your second asset, black seed. Add half a teaspoon of ground black seed mixed with a touch of raw honey 60 minutes before bed, while continuing your flaxseed habit with dinner. You now have 2 distinct seeds supporting 2 separate pathways, flaxseed managing cellular sensitivity, while black seed optimizes overnight liver output. During week 3, add your third layer of protection, soaked chia seeds. Enjoy 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, soaked in water for 20 minutes, roughly 90 minutes before you retire. Now you have the physical gel barrier operating through the midnight hours alongside your other 2 internal assets. After 3 weeks, analyze the overall trend of your morning metrics against your week 1 baseline to observe your progress. These seeds manage the nutritional side of your overnight rest, allowing you to wake up feeling balanced, refreshed, and completely in control of your daily physical freedom. Take a quick moment to drop your last known long-term marker in the comments below. Our community thrives when we share our journeys, and your data helps inspire others who might be feeling frustrated with their morning charts. If you believe your kitchen can function as a powerful asset for your longevity, click that subscribe button right now to help this vital information reach more independent seniors who need it. Look after your framework, stay consistent with your evening habits, and I look forward to connecting with you right here in our very next discussion. Take outstanding care of yourself this week.